right. Well, hi everyone. I'm Lisa with the Musicplay team, and I'm excited to welcome you all to today's session. We have John Jacobson, Stacy Werner, and Carolyn Gould here to share highlights on new materials from John and Stacy, a brief Musicplay online walkthrough as well with Carolyn, and then question and answer period for everybody. So first up, let's start with you, Stacy.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us today. I know that our time is very valuable this time of year, and we really appreciate you coming in and learning about some new activities. So I'm just curious from everyone, if you don't mind writing in the chat, when or was your first day of school? So mine is actually not until tomorrow is my first day, so with teachers. So yes, if you're just joining us, we're just asking if you can put into the chat today when your first day or was your first day of school. So I know as Canadian teachers, we get started a little bit later. Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, some of you already been almost in for a month already. Fantastic. Okay, great. So I'm going to share some activities today that some of them are great for starting off the school year, and then a few others that are new on Musicplay Online that you can weave into your program throughout the year. So this first one, I just want to check, can everyone see my list okay? I just made a my list today, and Carrie Lynn has the links that I believe she'll be sharing all these my lists with you so that you have access to these after. So this first song I wrote because I wanted something for my younger students because they're so excited when they come to play instruments right away when they come into the classroom, but something that's simple and structured and that I can also use to learn their names. So the song is super simple. It goes like this. And you can use whatever instrument you have on hand. You can use a drum and you can switch it up each week. You can also do this two ways. So you could do this as the students are coming into your classroom, or you could do this in a standing up circle and have the students, after they say their name, have a seat. So the song goes like this. Play it once, play it twice. What's your name? Then you say your name. Welcome to music today. So I might put a few people here on the spot today. Carrie Lynn, can I put you on the spot? Okay, you're gonna pretend just with clapping your hands, and then you're gonna say your name for us, okay? Play it once, play it twice. What's your name?
Carrie Lynn.
Welcome to music today. Is John still there? Can I put John on the spot? Did I lose John?
Here.
Okay, John, your turn. Play it once, play it twice. What's your name?
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Welcome to music today. All right, so that's just, we're doing it on Zoom today, so it's not quite as exciting as when you do this in your classroom, but lots of fun to try that one with your littles. Switch up the instrument each week, and they get to try something new each week, and you can practice the names. So you can find that one in the general song list. It's called Play It Once, Play It Twice. You can also find that in the Back to School unit. So another fun one for your younger students that's new on Musicplay is I wanted, again, something where my students are starting and stopping and listening for that starting and stopping, because that's one of the first things that I'm going to work on with my younger students. And so this one uses toy cars. So I went and, where did my toy car go today? Here it is. I always steal them out of my kids' Hot Wheels bin. And this is also just a very low pressure, again, activity to get your students to do some movement. So for some students, they might not be comfortable yet with that full body movement, so they can do this activity seated, and they're just gonna start with moving their car. And they're very excited because I get to use a toy car in music class. That is awesome. And so we can start with, what are some different ways we can drive our car? We can drive our car in a straight line. So if you want to today, you can pretend you have a car in your hand, drive your car with a straight line. And we can go around some curves. Good. What if you are going up a hill? How can you do that? We can go up, 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 all the way to our head. Don't get the wheels stuck in your hair today. Or we could go under a bridge. How could your students go under a bridge? If they're sitting down, they could go under their legs. Right now, we can maybe go under our arm. So just lots of fun ways for them to explore. And then all they're going to do, listen to the music. They start, they play, and move their car how the music is playing, and then they stop their car when they hear the music stop. So I tell my students to first find a parking spot. Everybody get your car into a parking spot. And we can give this one a try today. Also, just a side note, the piano in this is Morgan McKee. He's one of our recording engineers on Musicplay Online, and he's also a fabulous jazz pianist. So we're featuring him in this piece as well. Car for a drive. Stop. Faster. Your car goes up a hill. And down, or maybe now it's going up the hill because it's going slow. This part here, as it gradually gets faster, it's fun to also do this one and have the students move their car around themselves and gradually get faster. And then we end on our parking spot. Okay, and so then as you go through your next couple of classes, you could do this with the full body movement with the kids pretending to be their cars and going into their parking places. And then we could also have instruments for this as well. So have the students starting and stopping, playing their instruments, playing faster and slower, and just getting comfortable with that starting and stopping. So this activity, it's called Stop and Go. You can find this in the unit section under Movement General. So it's a new section that we've created on Musicplay Online. There is a few additional new activities in there that I've created, one with Tetris as well. That's really a fun upper elementary movement activity. So take a look at that unit because there's a few new things in there. Okay, and then this one is a read aloud for back to school. I was reading this book with my son, and he was just laughing and laughing and laughing at this book. It is hilarious. So it's called We Don't Eat Our Classmates by Ryan T. Higgins. And it's about a dinosaur who wants to fit in, but she just can't help it at school. She just wants to eat all her friends because they just taste so good. Humans are delicious. So I wrote a little chant to go along with this one. And then we bring it in throughout the story. So the chant is very simple. Just goes like this. Snap, snap, crunch, crunch, munchy, munch, munch. So we're going to do snaps, then claps, then pat on our knees for munchy, munch, munch. Okay, let's try that again. Snap, snap, crunch, crunch, munchy, munch, munch. Don't eat your classmates for your lunch. And so we bring that poem in throughout the story. So there's a few places in the lesson on Musicplay that I suggest that you bring it in for each time after she eats her classmates, but also towards the end of the book, she kind of gets put in her place because the goldfish in her classroom is an evil goldfish and he bites her finger at the end. So we also can bring that poem in again at the end. So I won't read the whole story for you today because I'll run out of time, but check out this story. There's lots of read alouds available. And however, I always do suggest buy the book if you're going to use the book because we want to support our authors. And then from there, we can use this as a name chant. So I have a very cute little dinosaur puppet here that I call Penelope. You could just use your hands as well. And what we do is we go around the circle and we want to introduce Penelope to her classmates this year, but we got to remind her not to eat her classmates. Okay, so we're going to introduce 3 students at a time, and we might go, don't eat John, and then we all go back, don't eat John, don't eat Carrie Lynn, don't eat Carrie Lynn, don't eat Lisa, don't eat Lisa. And then I point to Penelope and I go, friends are not for lunch. And then they all say back, friends are not for lunch. And so we just go through again, another way to bring the names into the classroom in a little bit of a different way. And then after, we can turn this into a whole opportunity to learn about classroom expectations, because yes, we shouldn't eat our classroom mates, but there's also other things in class, that maybe we should or shouldn't do, and we need to review those good choices and bad choices. So actually I'm going to jump to this one. This is the good choice, bad choice game. So we split the class into 2 groups. One group is going to play on medals, or they can snap their fingers. The other group is going to play on drums, or they can pat their knees, and then you can give them different scenarios. So there is an interactive on Musicplay that you can go through. There's also printable cards that have the different scenarios as well that you can go through with your students. So we can say, okay, listening carefully. So that one would be the medals. Or we can do yelling during directions. That's where we're going to pat our knees. And keeping hands to yourself. Helping a friend. Running in the classroom. No. Raising your hand. Okay, and you can keep going through. There's, I think, 16 slides of different things to go through. And then from there, you can build this into a classroom chant. So it keeps going. Now, again, I maybe wouldn't do all these activities with a grade 1 class. Some of these I would do with a grade 2, like the good choice, bad choice game, I think for me would fit really well with grade 2s. And then creating the classroom chant, that might even go up to grade 3. So you can kind of take these activities and pick and choose what's going to work for your grade level. The story and the names, I think that would work excellent for kindergarten, grade 1, 2, and maybe even up to grade 3. Okay, so for the classroom chant, we want to brainstorm 2-beat phrases that describe positive classroom behaviors. So this can be done as a whole class or in small groups. And then we use that to make our chant. So our good choice could be raising our hand. Good choice, taking turns. Good choice. What could be one more good choice? We have raising our hands, taking turns, and walking in the classroom. And then bad choice, eating friends for lunch. And then we can put those words on some different instruments. So good choice, we could do on our medals, and then students could play their choices on sticks. And then bad choice, we can play on drums, bad choice. And then eating friends for lunch, everybody can play at the same time on their instruments. So again, we can bring in some instruments, we can bring in some creativity with this lesson, and also review those classroom expectations. So this entire lesson is in the back to school unit on Musicplay Online. And so I'm excited to I've had a few teachers already email me and say that they've really enjoyed it with their students this year. So I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so another new lesson, and this again is more of kind of an ORF-based lesson where we have those creative opportunities for our students, is Creepy Crawly. So this one has a whole ORF arrangement with it. And this ORF arrangement is very simple and it's very playable for students. My grade 3s have played this arrangement successfully. And so it sounds like this, and the accompaniment has the ORF all with it. And this is the A section, and then the B section has a creative opportunity for our students. Turn that up a little bit.
Creepy crawly, creep across the ground they bounce and leap. Wings they whir, zoom and soar, wiggle, quiver, shoo them once more.
B section. And so for that B section, what the students do is they create rhythm patterns using different names of bugs. So you could use, I give my students plastic bugs like this. And so you could do a butterfly, spider, this I think is a beetle, and I think a grasshopper. And so you put those in order and then have the students say and clap the bug names, and then they transfer that onto instruments. Now, if you don't have plastic bugs, again, there's a couple options for you. In the lesson, there's also printable rhythm cards. And then there's also, I don't know if everybody's familiar with the custom word rhythm generator tool on Musicplay Online. So we can pick 1-beat or 2-beat rhythms here, and we could choose a theme. And one of the themes is bugs. So we can go through and we could pick ant, caterpillar, butterfly, spider. And then we hit start, and then you can create your own word rhythm right here on Musicplay and have the students work from there as well. So that's another option for you if you don't have access to manipulatives and you still want to bring in that creative piece. Also in that lesson, there is a lot more to it in terms of the process and guiding through it. So I do recommend reading through all of the teaching notes in there because there's a lot there. And you can find that lesson by clicking on my face on the landing page on Musicplay Online. And I also believe it's in the Soundscapes unit as well. And there's a whole bug video in there as well that goes through bug sounds. And it's just a really fun song that is in minor, but doesn't have to do with Halloween. So you can bring that into the spring and review some of some minor concepts as well in the spring. Okay, and then I better go faster. Hey, do I have enough time? I've got 3 minutes. Okay. The last few things I wanted to share with you are Tinikling is a new unit on Musicplay. So this is a group that I worked with in Calgary, Alberta. They're the Bahi Ni Lahi folkloric dance ensemble from Calgary, Alberta. And they are amazing dancers. I'm just going to give you a quick little preview here of the performance of their Tinikling dance. Fast forward to the good part. Watch how fast these feet. So there's the performance video there, and then there's some teaching videos where they go through some simple steps that you can work on with your students.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabriel and this is Via. We are from the B step. It will be going with our right foot. We will step inside of the bamboo, touch in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out.
So it starts with just some very simple steps. There's 4 steps, and then it teaches you about the bamboo and how to move the poles. And then through here, there's concept slides that go through basic steps that you can try with your students. And then also the music is here as well. So you can play that track as you're going through the different steps. And then also in the unit for this, there are some tips of things to use outside of bamboo, because not all of us are going to have access to that. So I talk about using, I brought these into my office today, but PVC pipe that I've cut and then I put them together for my classes. Other things you can do is just start with the steps with the agility hoops first and have the students jumping in and out of agility hoops with the different steps. You can also put painter's tape on the floor. So you can try this with different age levels. And then for me, like the ultimate challenge is with grade 5, 6, getting them to actually try the Tinikling dance. But you can start to build this up earlier with some younger grade levels, doing it in a simpler way and scaffolding it along the way. Then some other tools I just really want to quickly highlight that are new on Musicplay that were very exciting this year. One is the ukulele strumming tool. So this is available in C and D tuning for my Canadian teachers. And you can pick however many chords you want to work on. So let's say we go with 4 chords. Let's say we want to do a chord progression C, F, C, G7. And then I hit confirm. And it makes me an instant ukulele play along. And then each time it repeats, you're going to see that it takes away one rest. So each time you have to do it faster. Gives you a little count in. Or and start at different places, and then it will always jump to the next one for you. You can also change the tempo down here as well, so make it slower and faster for your students to practice. There's also one for recorder as well. And then this is a new tool that we created early in January, I believe this year, which was a drum machine. So I've been using this with my older students to create tracks to use for backup tracks for different activities. But you can choose a groove and try a rock groove. And you can add, take away. You can take away the whole line if you want. And there's a whole video on Musicplay of how to use this. One of the neatest things is this arrow here, which is a sharing tool, which shares a link like Chrome Music Lab. So your students can, if they want to save a groove, they can save their link and then they're able to go back to it again. Okay, so I think I talked really fast. If there's any questions for me, we can put them in the chat. Oh, I see one question about pool noodles. Yes, you could definitely use pool noodles as well. They don't get as much of that percussive sound, but much safer and easier, and nobody's fingers or feet are going to get crushed. Okay. Well, I have to run. I have to take a kid to hockey right now. So if anybody has any further questions for me, please fire off an email. And I hope you enjoy learning about all these other fabulous new resources from John and Carrie Lynn.
Well, thanks so much, Stacy.
Thank you.
Hockey. Who plays hockey at this time of year?
I know, it's like plus 30 outside. Well, it's Celsius today. It's a beautiful day, and I have to go into the coldest rink around.
Oh my gosh. I spent a time with the ice show for a while, and we would do these ice shows in these arenas, and I was walking around in the middle of summer with a parka on because you'd have to go into these arenas all the time and sit there and freeze with Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse skating on the ice in July. Anyway, it's a weird world we live in. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Have fun at your hockey game, Stacy. Well done. And let's see, we got her screen up there still, on my screen anyway. Doesn't really matter, I guess, except that maybe she left her screen on. How do we get rid of that? And I've got my pal Jason is going to help. There we go. My pal Jason is going to help me with my audio and visual this morning or this afternoon. And I just wanted to take a few moments to show you some of the new things or things that are hard to find sometimes. For instance, we have a whole lot of new musicals and musical reviews and things like that for you. And so I wanted to introduce you to a little bit of that and show you how to find them, if nothing else. But before I even started that, I just wanted to give a little shout out to Dolly Parton today because I'm such a big fan. And if I could once in my life write a lyric like, roll out of bed and stumble to the kitchen, pour yourself a cup of ambition, I could die a happy man. That's just a great lyric. And I hope that it's maybe one that gets you going this fall as you all start school, some of you this week and some next week. So that being said, here's to Dolly. I thought, first of all, I want to introduce you to some of you do musicals with your kids. One of our newest ones is called Busy Bees. And it's for your littlest kids, I think. It's a honey of a musical, as you can see there. And it's really a musical. Maybe this ties right in with my Dolly Parton salute here this afternoon. And that is that it's really a show about sweetness and kindness and humility. You know, sometimes it seems in short supply these days. And so obviously the cute factor's off the charts with all the kids playing little busy bees. And you can get really inexpensive bee costumes off the web and, with little antennas or little wings in the back, or you can get about as involved as you want to be with the costuming. But I thought we'd just go through a couple of the songs just to give you an idea. The opening song here is Busy Bees, and all of these elements are going to come with it. So you would be just like this. Sing along if you want.
We are bees, we are bees, we are busy, busy bees. If you please, we are very busy bees. We are bees, we are bees, we are busy, busy bees. If you please, we are very busy bees. Our work never stops. We have to build a home.
These are the worker bees.
It can be quite sticky 'cause it's made of honeycomb. We are bees, we are bees, we are busy, busy bees. If you please, we are very busy bees. We are bees, we are bees, we are busy, busy bees. If you please, we are very busy bees. We are worker bees, no place for lazy bones. Those ones are the honey bees, and we are all the drones.
You get the idea. You can play kazoos. You can play kazoos or buzz around. I mean, that's the opening number. And then, as you can tell, they all play different characters. There's worker bees. There's, of course, the queen bee, which you could play that yourself if you wanted to. We did this at our summer workshop, and we had a man play the queen bee, and he was hysterical. Anyway, and we have spelling bees who spell everything that's being said. We are very happy, Happy, whatever. They spell everything. And then we even have an English bee, Sting, of course, and his backup singers, the Yellow Jackets. And the whole gist of the story is just that there's not enough sweetness in the world, so they've decided they're going to create more honey so that there will be more sweetness. And one of the things, this is true, that with bees, how do they communicate to each other where the nectar is that they're going to get to? They do something that even scientists call the waggle dance. And so how perfect could we have the waggle dance? And with all the songs, of course, we have the dance video. These are really painful for me to watch. Nonetheless, here's a little bit of the waggle song, the waggle dance. And you can feel free to jump up and join me if you want to. Here we go.
When a bee finds a tasty flower, they cannot take a chance. They need to tell their friends, so they do the waggle dance. Waggle to the left, waggle to the right, waggle, waggle, waggle with all your
Stop your knees like it's a funny joke.
somebody, buddy,
Point, flap your wings.
a swarm of bees
Deep
is
plié. Beautiful sight.
a swarm of
Deep
bees
plié.
is a beautiful sight.
Flap your wings, thumbs up. Do the waggle dance.
Waggle to the left, waggle to the right, waggle, waggle, waggle with all your might. It might sound funny, but if you want honey, a swarm of bees is a beautiful sight.
All right, that's
A
enough of that.
swarm of bees is a
Anyway, it's there you go. This is all so embarrassing, but oh well, it's what I do. And I don't know how to do anything else. So that's what I'm going to have to continue doing. Anyway, so we have a bunch of new ones. Busy Bees is one. If some of you are starting to think about your holiday programs, we also have a brand new one called The Greatest Snowman, which I just love the title so much. But it's all about having a snowman making contests. So these are all already online. And you know how to find the musicals is you go punch on my face. And then it'll take you to all the different things that JJ&Me has brought to MusicplayOnline. And then you'd be able to, there's a tab that's going to say musicals and musical reviews. And you would go there and you would see all of the musicals and all the different things that you have to choose from. In the autumn like this, especially, I get so many emails from you and other teachers around the country asking for something for Veterans Day programs or Remembrance Day in Canada. And so I also want to say, don't they know that we've got all kinds of stuff on there for Veterans Day and that? So one of them, for instance, is that we wrote a little musical review called Salute, which is basically it's called a Veterans Day program. It's about 5 songs. And I will tell our Canadian friends that we have the videos. We have a version of it with the Canadian flag behind me, and as a prop. And in the United States, we have the U.S. flag as the background, so you can find it, use it wherever you are. And so, yeah, it's just a little script that ties together 4 or 5 songs, and it's a salute to Veterans Day. You don't have to do all of them. You could just pick one song out of it. Or you could do the whole program where the dialogue is all there for you. You will be a hero in your school if right away in the fall you come back with the Veterans Day program all ready to go. And so I thought we would do one of them. This is one that there's one song called Remember, and then maybe one that has really gone over really well is one that we call Soldier, I Sing This Song for You. And so I thought we'd sing a little bit of it today. Kind of cut it out there. But as you heard, hopefully many of our little musicals now, we put in optional 2-part, sometimes even 3-part singing. So if you're doing this with your older elementary kids or middle schoolers, there are things there that will be challenging for them enough musically. So I encourage you to go look at that if you're looking for something for Veterans Day. And if that song didn't do it for you, look for one called Remember, which is as a similar sort of theme to it. And we have a whole bunch of new musicals that are going to be coming out too. This fall, we'll have a new musical called True Colors, based on that song, True Colors. And it's all about finding the true color in you. One of the songs, these are going to be all pop songs. And so they're songs that kids already know, like Unwritten, for instance, and Family from Trolls Bands Together. Then we tie it together with a script about celebrating all of our differences. That's one. And then we also have one called Tall Tales that's going to be coming out. That's going to be about the big, about Pecos Bill and Joe Muffero and Paul Bunyan and Annie Christmas. All of those will be coming out later this year. So if you're thinking, but if I was going to recommend to anybody at the beginning of this year, if you want to have a musical that you sort of put together over the course of the year, take a look at the one called Big Dreams. Big Dreams is one that you start at the beginning. You're talking about, these are my dreams for the year. And then by the end of the year, you've said, I've still got big dreams and I'm going to hold on to my dreams. And if you learn the songs sort of gradually as the year goes on, they sort of fit the theme of what's going on in the classroom as you're growing together. And by the end of the year, you would have this really inspiring musical for your younger ones called Big Dreams. Now, Jason and I, Jason, who works with me at JJ&Me, have been doing a whole bunch more, trying to get more and more middle schoolish kinds of things or upper elementary. So, and when I say that, I mean mostly some of these pop songs. And so when I make the videos for the pop songs, I might make them a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit more challenging in the dance arena. For instance, we have 3 new ones that we just put up. One is that Unwritten, that Natasha Bedingfield song, Unwritten. We have Life is a Highway that we've just included. And then from Trolls Band Together, this really great song that it's crazy. I don't know why other publishers have not published this song called Family, but don't tell them because we've got an exclusive on this. I think it's the only place you can find the song Family. So I thought I'd show you just a little bit of the music on this one and then a little bit of the video to show you kind of what I mean with a little bit more complicated dance step. But here's Family from Trolls Band Together.
The only rule is get on your feet. I don't want to see nobody heating up their seat. And if you believe it, if you about it, no matter where you're from, the apple don't fall far from it. People want to know when they see us dancing, want to know how we tap those moves. People want to bottle it up, but no can do. People want to know how to find that feeling, want to know how we got that groove. They're thirsty for the juice, but I'ma tell you the truth. It runs in the family. It runs in the family. It's all about you and me. Any color, it doesn't matter.
Hey, you get the
Where you're
idea, right?
shining.
It's fun. It's a little more challenging, but don't worry about that. Those kids, you can learn this one by rote. You don't have to kind of do ti-ti-ta-ta and try to read all those notes. I challenge you to play it, and your kids will be singing along with it right off the bat anyway. And so then I did make a bit of, we'll show you a little bit of the video here, just to kind of get an idea of what the choreography looks like for that. Bucket of Worms. Step clap.
The only rule is get on your feet.
Again.
I don't want to see nobody heating up their seat.
Bucket of Worms.
And if you believe it, if you about it, no matter where you're from, the apple don't
Come to
fall
the heel
far.
drags.
People want to know when they see us
Side.
want to know how we tap those moves. People want to bottle it up, but no can do.
Again.
People want to know how to find that feeling, want to know how we got that groove. They're thirsty for
get it.
the
Freeze.
juice, but I'ma tell you the truth.
Yeah, Jason just likes to play those for my own humiliation. Anyway, but it's a really catchy song and fun. And we actually use that in our musical review, True Colors, which will be coming out. So if you learn the song early in the year, you will already have that as part of this show if you decide to do a review later on for that. One of the really successful things that have been so popular is our iHeart reviews. We have iHeart Broadway, which is a collection of 6 kid-friendly Broadway songs. And we have iHeart Rock and Roll, which takes you through sort of the history of rock and roll and again, 6 or 7 songs tied together loosely with a script. And we're just finishing up one that will be coming out soon. And it is going to be, let's see, what am I forgetting? We have Broadway. Oh, it's going to be iHeart Dance. So it's iHeart. So it's all songs that, these are going to be original. So you'll be able to get the music and everything. But it's like starts with the Charleston and it goes to the Jitterbug. And by the end, we're doing all the sort of the fad dances like Gangnam Style and flossing and Double Dream Hands and all of that. So it's I Heart Dance. And so watch for that series, especially for your little bit older kids, because they're going to be songs that are a little more challenging. They get to usually play themselves as opposed to putting on a bunny costume or a busy bee costume like for the littler kids. So they're a little hipper along that way. One of my favorites that I don't think we've given enough attention to is one, a review that we did called Let's Walk Together, which I think is kind of a fitting wrap up here because it's all about getting along, and the songs are things like Keeping It Real, We Get Along, Let's Walk Together, Let It Shine, so you show yourself. So, and the script that ties it together is all about that finding common ground and walking together, which can be a great message for any age group. So I thought maybe I'd end my little presentation here with one of the songs from that. It's one of my favorite ones that we've worked on for a while. It ends the show, and the song is basically is simply called Us. And the idea is that there's no such thing as them and those people over there. It's all of us working together. That's what makes harmony happen. And so here's a little bit of Us.
Here we are at the end of our story. Can you see how far we came? Different in so many ways, but in the end, we're all the same. There is no them, there's only us. If we believe and if we trust, then you and I can bring this world together. Don't be afraid, go with your heart, and one by one we all can start to do the work to bring this world together. Human and kind, we can do it all. Now is the time. Answer the call. Let's walk together. Let's walk together. Let's walk together. We may be small, but love is wide, and it can grow from deep inside. It reaches all and pulls us all together. So take my hand and don't let go. We'll find our strength, and as we grow, we know that we are stronger all together. Human and kind, we can do it all. Now is the time. Answer the call. Let's walk together. 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 Let's walk together.
Great. All right. Well, I just ending then. When I started with Dolly Parton, I think I'll end with Dolly Parton too. Since I've listened to that song, I've had in my head all day long today that light of a clear blue morning that says to all of us, everything's gonna be all right, gonna be okay. So as you head back to school, teachers, first of all, roll out of bed, stumble to the kitchen, grab yourself a cup of ambition, whatever that might be, and just remember that everything's gonna be all right, gonna be okay. Anyway, any questions? Do we have questions?
Yeah, John, there is a question here, and they're just asking if there's any choreography videos for all of the iHeart programs.
Every single song, every single one of them has choreography videos to them. Yes. And what you don't have, in full disclosure, what you don't get on some of the pop songs is you don't get the sheet music, because we can't always get the rights to print the sheet. But you will get the song. You'll get accompaniment tracks, and you can always get lyric sheets off of the internet. But if you want to buy the actual sheet music, then you have to go to Sheet Music Direct or Sheet Music Plus and buy 10 copies. So, but yes, videos for everything. In my
Well,
studio,
thank you very much.
which is also my garage. Anything else?
Heather Bagley just wrote to you that this was the best PD. I've loved John. I've admired you for many, many years for this. Very, very cool. So it was very, very cool for her. It was the pick me up that she needed.
Oh, that's really nice. Well, I think about I was in the grocery store today, and guess who I ran into in the vegetable aisle? Roger Emerson. He was at the grocery store, the same as me. And we talked about that, and we talked so much about teachers going back to school right now. And this time of year, there's both that feeling of in your stomach of, oh my gosh, I'm a music teacher and we have to do this again. But there's also that excitement, and the excitement that you feel with new kids, and they're excited to be there. And the music teacher is the familiar face. They remember you from last year. They might have new teachers and everything else, but the music teacher is the one steady thing in the schools. So they're excited and feel comfortable with you. And that's something you bring to the table that nobody else can do. And you'll make it. Just show up. And the healthiest thing about being a teacher the fall of the year like this is you get to school and you're surrounded with all those kids and their problems, and your whole anxiety and everything just sort of disappears, because your life is a cinch compared to theirs. So best of luck to you. And I appreciate what all of you do every single day, sincerely.
Oh,
Who's
thank you
there?
very much, John.
Jennifer, I see Jennifer. She even brings the hubby along.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. And I see Top Note Music School.
Yeah,
Now, where is Top Note? Where is it?
we're in 3 small towns in Alberta, Carstairs,
really?
Dewsbury, and Owls. And yeah, and there's some nice programming. We have quite a few homeschool children as well. So we do some programming, and I'm really excited about some of the stuff you shared, because yeah, we offer those as well as lessons and stuff like that. It's a very old
Fantastic.
business in this area. It's almost 50 years
Yeah.
that we've had a music school, kind of central Alberta between Red Deer and Calgary.
Okay, you're right up with these guys. Well, I'm going to tell you, all our Canadian friends, that I just came back from 3 weeks in Canada. I was in Montreal, Quebec, and then all the maritime provinces. Your country is so beautiful. A lot of it reminded me of my growing up in Wisconsin, except that you have lobster, which was really great. But I loved it so much. And I'm going to be doing the British Columbia Music Educators Conference this fall. So any of you people that are over in the Vancouver area, I'll be there later I don't know, next month or sometime pretty soon. That I'm going to be, it's on my calendar someplace. So I'll be up in Canada a lot this year. I may just stay for a couple more years with all of you. Why not? So hey, thank you for that Top Note.
Amazing. Alrighty. Is there anything else for John before I unfortunately bring it to Musicplay Online and just dive into some extra things? We're all good?
Go for it.
Okay. Thank you so much, John. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, so for everybody, I'm Carrie Lynn, and I run the Musicplay team. So pleasure to be here and pleasure to be here with you. And thank you for sticking around. I'm mostly going to be focusing on Musicplay Online. So I'm going to be really like diving deep, and I know I only have like 10 minutes really according to our time, but I can stay for as long as you have questions. So I'm going to first open it up for questions just in case somebody needs something quick and then they have to pop off. But is there any or a new feature that you're like, can I please get the lowdown? An old feature that you're like, wow, I still don't know how to use this. Anything like that? I'm going to set up my screens. And so just think about that while I'm doing that, because I'm here 100%. I should have tested this before. Okay, Lisa, you're gonna have to let me know if this works. Are you seeing the Denise Gagne on there? Yes, you are? Okay, great. And I lost my chat, and I'm gonna need my chat because this is a very interactive moment. So
Well, you have a question. Could I figure out how to insert links into a cloned lesson?
ooh, I can definitely show you that. Okay, but before I show you that, I'm just going to really quickly show that Stacy was going to mention it, but she ran out of time. That's no problem. So a new grant has been posted, the Classroom Materials Grant. This last grant was awarded to, oh, I should have pulled up the town. It's a very little town in Alberta. So definitely apply. It's $1,000 per cycle, and we run it 2 times a year. Other ones will be coming. I know I just worked on the MusicplayOnline access one a couple days ago. So keep checking back on this. This is just to continue the generosity that Denise had. So yeah, that's denisegagne.com. And I realized I did not add this to the chat. There you go. Okay, and sorry. Top Note Music School. What's your name? Oh, sorry, you're muted.
Yeah, I also work in the public system as well. I work in Disbury and Reed Ranch. I teach at 2 other schools. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Mhm,
okay, amazing. Okay, well, I live in Red Deer, so
mhm.
we live in the same kind of area. Woo! Okay, so let's talk about what you're asking for. So if you go into your My List, these are all cloned lessons, but let's just start straight from fresh. So just remind everybody can see Musicplay Online, yes? And I'm fast. So if you are like, whoa, too many steps, too quick, slow me down and ask a question. So okay, so for example, grade 2 back to school lesson 2, we have this guy, go down to more actions, clone. So any learning module, you can do this where you're just cloning it into My List. And then you have to wait for a second because the system is cloning all of it. And then it will load. And then now we have our version of My List. So to answer your question specifically, you come down here and anywhere that you see this little add procedure, you just click on that and then you type in the title. Let's say you're going to go visit Google. We all love Google. And then google.com, and the link text is click me. Go search something. Add procedure. And of course, it's not going to listen because I forgot my little WW, but I guess that's not working anymore because it's HTTPS. Anyway, Google, here we are. And now if you click it, it'll take you to Google. So I don't know if that answers it pretty quickly. And again, My List is much easier to organize when you collapse it, and then that way you can drag it all over the place. So that's a little tip, or you can use little numbers. I actually think we still have the ability to change numbers too, to rearrange. So I know some lists can get super long, so multi ways to move things around. Okay, yeah, thank you, Lisa. Perfect. Yeah,
Cool. Okay, just keep throwing questions at me because I'm here to answer it all. So I'm gonna just roll through a really quick Musicplay Online walkthrough. Again, I'm gonna try to do it in like 6 minutes, I guess. So front page, this recently viewed adjusts to what you've recently viewed. So whatever is quick links down here, this is what, when John was saying touch his face, that's what we're talking about. So if you click on John, now you can see all of his resources and everything. I was finding all those quick links because I clicked units, and all of his units are here that you can really quickly go through. So there's that. I don't like reading lists personally. I like looking at pictures. Pictures make it so much faster for me to understand and navigate. So that's just this toggle up here. Anywhere that you're on the site, be it the song list, units, anything, you can toggle that view. And it still has all the information. It just has a nice, pretty picture. And I like shopping for what I'm doing using pictures. So that's that. Back to the home page. So yeah, so we have all the content, and so we've got Stacy, and of course Denise, and then John, and then we added some storybooks by Vicky, and then who else did we add? Katie Grace. Lots of new stuff from Katie Grace as well that I would check out, and of course Eduardo is rocking and rolling with our Spanish, and then also music technology. So, and of course, actually Jane. Honestly, we've been pretty busy, so I would just maybe go and take a look through all of them. And then we try to surface the August content or September content so that they're quick links. And then, of course, whatever's new or recently updated will appear at the very bottom. That's the front page. Jumping into a collection, that's kind of a filtered search, really quick thing, but you still have to continue going through, right? So yeah, if you click on Coral, for example, and you can see there's lots of John stuff. You can even go further into winter season, for example. I don't know why I picked winter season, it's fall, but here we are. And then it kind of just creates that nice little list without having to use a search engine necessarily if you're not a search engine person. So that's the collection. And then exploring by grade. So exploring by grade, I'm gonna do grade 2 because that's the one I've been working on today. For those of you who don't know, we were built 20 years ago, 25 years ago. You know, it takes a while to write books, but they first came out as printed material. So whenever you're clicking grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, any of those, that's really the printed guide that you're getting. And that's kind of like the sequence. But of course, Musicplay was always built to be a menu, not to be followed really closely. Even the learning modules are humongous, you know, like pick and choose what's going to work because what works, works. And the learning modules is really just the place where we've tried to bring all of the goodies from these books up and left the other children in the over there from these books. But we have not been able to go through the learning modules to like pull in John's stuff or Katie Grace's stuff or even some of Stacy's new stuff. So again, learning modules will just teach you kind of the structure of Musicplay, and then the hope is that you'll jump out and come to trainings like this to learn all the new stuff, or follow us on social media and then you'll see the new stuff there too. Eventually we'll get to the point where the learning modules are constantly being added and created with new materials, but until then, this is where it's at. Okay, so again, grade 2, we've got your overview. Check out the posters. The posters are the same as the back, nice and visual. You got your scope and sequence, all that stuff, assessments, indexes. Again, we have the search engine now. And then, yeah, so all that kind of stuff. Grade by grade. Okay, so one of the things that I don't know is if it's really talked about a whole lot is if you click, for example, September. September's next week. We love that. September, Musicplay song list. That's this one from the book. A unit that's related to this time, or the learning module. So you kind of have 3 different options. I mean, you have more than 3 options, but here you have 3 options, and this full week outline actually, oh no, I'm sharing the wrong thing. Okay, so if you open that, let's see if it'll open. Oh, it did. you can open this PDF and it will actually have the week at a glance and then all of the songs attached into one PDF for that week. So again, we don't really talk a lot about this very small button that solves a lot of problems. But yeah, so just so you know that that button is there. And again, as we go through the listening section, the listening selections are also added to this, just to kind of show the breadth of it and all the different pieces that it touches. Again, if you're starting with Musicplay, I would just go into learning modules because that will show you the breadth of it. Level 2 is going through this way. Level 3 is building your own stuff. So yes, so I just wanted to quickly show you that. Again, it's available for every single grade. You will notice that middle school is looking a little light. And that's because we are restructuring and rebuilding middle school right now. So basically all the pieces are on Musicplay. We're just assembling the machine. And our vision is to have 6, 7, 8 and different streams and to be focusing on more unit-based stuff so that we're really focusing on what the students are interested in and passionate about. So yeah, so that's basically the structure of Musicplay. Your song list, as I mentioned, all these songs, you go into one, you've got your videos, you've got your vocal tracks, supporting resources, projectables, that's like your PowerPoint, interactives, of course I picked one that didn't have interactives, but it would be like a little game, arrangements if you want to do piano, printables, of course that's like worksheets, teaching tools, song activities, this is where all the like additional teaching suggestions live. So I'd go in there if you want some inspiration. We get a glance, that's what I already showed you, and of course the lyrics. So that's how the song list is put together. If you click here on the accompaniment track, this is downloadable. So when you're building your plans for your concerts or your programs, just know that you can download accompaniment tracks, but you cannot download vocal tracks. Different licensing applies there. So that is that. My list, as we discussed, you can organize things by folders. You can only go one deep, which if anybody saw my organization, I need at least 5 layers, but Nathan says no, so I guess I only get 2. So yeah, so there's that. And again, you can drag and drop and all of that. The only other thing I was going to show for this is you do have access to private lists, which is just yours, or shared lists, which is the open door ones, this one that I've shared. And that means that anybody else can get it and then also clone it, whereas private is just for you. So if you wanted to share your lists on the Musicplay team, just make sure, or Musicplay teachers page, make sure that they're shared. And then archive list, I haven't archived anything because I'm generally a hoarder, but you can archive it and then it's supposed to leave your main view, but that's not the way that I live. And then one piece in the My List that I wanted to mention too, so I'm rolling, is the student code. So the student code now has 2 different, yeah, please ask any questions because I'll just rock. So student code, you now have access to an open mode and a focus mode. What does that mean? Well, an open mode means that if you share something with a, I'm just going to show you open mode. Oh, and it's not going to work because I'm only sharing a screen. Shoot. Okay. Open mode means that they still have access to the navigation bar. And closed mode just means that they're only stuck on the piece of content that you have shared. For example, if I were to share a closed mode student view, focus mode is the actual terminology, carry on. It would only show the My List. It wouldn't let them jump over to games or something. Whereas open mode allows them to explore. So that is new. Learning modules, not much has changed in here. Again, as I mentioned, we haven't really gone through and done a refresh on these yet, but that is slotted for sometime in the new year. So again, grade 1. But we do have extra lessons added to every single month because who knows when there's a week 5 or you need something extra. So just so you know that there are extras all the way through. And as we rebuild middle school, those learning modules will also become available. Okay, units is humongous. So dance and move, we got lots of different like folk songs in here, or the creative movement, the tinkling. There's also Bhangra as well in there. festivals and holidays, this is your back to school or anything specific like Christmas or fall or Halloween or any of that kind of stuff. Basically, as you open it up, you'll just see a lot of collection. So for people who like to just kind of like pull things around and kind of explore, the units is a really good place for that. So yeah, that's festivals. Listening units, that's where all of those movies are living. So Beethoven lives upstairs, all those ones. And then also genres of music. Mostly it's basically focused on the listening side. And then of course, Nutcracker, Peter and the Wolf, and Carnival somewhere. Where's the Carnival? I saw it for 2 seconds. Here it is. Carnival of the Animals. Okay, instruments. Instruments is where Instruments of the Orchestra and electronic music live. Again, they're just exploration units. And you'll see a lot of Eduardo in this one. That's awesome. Okay. Programs musicals. John dominates this section, so definitely check out all of these amazing things. And see, it looks so much nicer when you can see the picture and you're scrolling through. I just love it. Anyway. Okay, and then theory. These are focus areas. So you got staff lesson is really strong, and we're building the rest of them up. But they have all the stuff from all the different areas kind of collected. Games and centers. This is more than like interactive games. This is more like full group games, like staff corners. Oh my goodness. Staff lines on the carpet, or like running with those plates on the ground, you know? Heather, you just got Musicplay for your district. Amazing! Do you have these webinars often, or did I just get really lucky and find this today? Kind of both. We've just started doing this open door. I do open doors with my team every single day. And it's like the one time that we all get together and we all kind of chat and go through our questions, kind of like brainstorm and find ideas. So I basically wanted to do the same with our community. So for me, open door is going to be like a walkthrough, but it's also a time for me to like chat. You know, like for example, if you wanted to ask that question to me, I'd love to talk to you. So that's kind of like what I'm kind of going for. But if you just purchase Musicplay for your district, you should have access to a free walkthrough PD through your district membership, and then also a free PD session with Stacy or Joyce. So I would definitely make sure that you take advantage of those two opportunities, because you're part of a district, you do get those 2 hours of training. One is functional and the other is teaching based. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Okay, our musical world, we go through the world and we're playing different music from all over. So it's really important to us. That's one of our visions. It's really important that the music that are in the classrooms really reflect the students in those classrooms. And so that's why there's a very large Filipino community in Calgary. And so we were like, you know what, we need to have some, like, begin the exploration of Filipino music. And then the same thing with Bhangra dancing and Bollywood and everything. So you'll find that stuff in this unit section as well. Okay, ORF. It looks small right now, but it's not very small. But we'll make it bigger as we continue building. But right now only this one is linked apparently. Okay, literacy. So as I mentioned, Vicky Weber, we have a whole bunch more. Jane Lamb just released her songs and rhymes. And so those are great. Again, Vicky, and then also, yeah, so this is the lesson We Don't Eat Our Classmates that Stacy was talking about today. So literacy is more focused on storybooks and bringing music in, and then careers in music. That's John's talking to different industry professionals, and there's also a whole new unit that we'll be putting in here that's more about, they went to New York and got to meet a lot of really cool people. So that's all I'm going to say about that one. Okay, games. I'm flying, so again, if you have questions, you throw them at me. Multiplayer is, the idea is that now it's the whole group is playing. So instrument bingo has team 1 and team 2, and then they're trying to identify. Trivia wheel, same thing, team 1, team 2. 4 corners, you're using the 4 corners of your classroom and you're moving around the space. Single player, this is where it's more like individually assessing. Sorry, I've got some, I'm just looking for a good example. Major, minor, it's an oldie but a goodie. And so level 1, right? And so basically it's going to keep playing. So single player is more for individual devices, and multiplayer is more group based. So I would say the biggest hit is obviously Coconut Chaos, but honestly, there's so many good ones in here. And the note toss, it looks like there's a lot, but this is really just kind of like a little like could be a pre-assess. Do you know your note names? Definitely opposed. But practice mode just means that you can play it forever, right? And you're just learning. So how would I add this to my list? So add it to my list, add it to like this one, for example. This is the one that I have for us linked in there. So you just click on that. So practice note names on treble staff play, and then it would add it. If you want to just send it, you don't want to add it to my list, you can also just share. And then here we are again, open mode, focus mode. Do you want your students only focused on this game when you send it to them? Send them the focus mode link, open mode, open mode. How do they know the difference? It's a different code. So yeah. And if your code is being used and you're like, I need to slow this down, we do have a way to suspend codes. So just so you know. Okay, listening kits. Listening kits has actually changed quite a bit, especially for listening kit 1. I'm pretty sure all the other ones too, but we've added what I call bibs. Is that the nicest word for it? No, but I have a toddler and that's all I can think of. So this is a bib. And basically I'm just trying to bring all the pieces that are overarching to the whole program up so you see them for the first. So like any games that focus on these concepts or related units that you could use, or some just suggestions and that kind of stuff. If you have these books, it's basically the stuff that's in here, but for some reason it just never got onto Musicplay until this last year. So now it's there. So what does that look like in practice? So Cuckoo, again, we have all of our videos, kids demos, listening maps, introduction, even poems and composer stuff. But down here, we now have a teacher guide that kind of walks through some ideas and suggestions to use that we've just been doing forever, and now we're putting it in print. So you'll find a whole lot of that kind of stuff has been added to the listening kit section. Again, it's not this big, huge flagship amazing, but at least now there's teaching resources attached to all these things. So that's excellent. And then listening kit 6. So we don't technically have a listening kit for this one. These are all the listening selections that were hidden in the middle school. So I've just pulled them out so that you can very quickly see that there was actually quite a bit. So yeah, so that's that. Instruments is humongous. Yeah, we could do a whole webinar just on instruments. Body percussion is Christian. And so he's from Costa Rica and he's going through different body percussion and all that kind of stuff. Colored notation, boomwhackers. So this is, I don't know if people have been seeing those like, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. Those like desk bells. But you could use boomwhackers or you could use desk bells or you could use, I know like a lot of people are coming out with these like colored notation instruments or whatever. So all the colored notation is there and available in a video format and then also in a projectable format. So that's how I would use that section. That's why it's called colored notation, because it's not just boomwhackers, it's like anything that's colored. Bucket drumming is also, the basics is starting your program. And so we'd start with tap to the top, alternating hands and going through. Mr. Frank is a little bit more challenging, but it's on the pieces that John has written. So And then, of course, holiday ideas is self-explanatory. Drumming. So frame drum is James Allen. He was with us for Sing Dance Play this year. And so that's kind of like your drum circles and your frame drumming. Djembe with drummer Dan, that's using the djembe, of course, and then working on the high sounds and the low sounds and working through there. Guitar, again, self-explanatory, one and two chord songs, rocking it through. Recorder, same kind of thing, only recorder is massive. So recorder has recorder kit 1, recorder kit 2, and then blues cats, jazz cats, and holiday, and also recorder baseball and poison recorder. Again, there's so much in here, and every single piece has videos, projectables, teaching resources, all the stuff. Same with ukulele. Again, as Stacy said, we do have C and D tuning, and 1, 2, 3 chords for pop, and also just our folk stuff. Unpitched is another like great little place just to work on note values, and then also using more of that unpitched. Katie Grace just released You Down with UPP. This is actually not available on Musicplay Online and won't be for the foreseeable future, but that is her newest publication that's all about unpitched percussion. So there's that little plug for Katie there. Orff, we got lots of different Orff stuff. So fall, this is a lot of Jane Lamb arrangements, and all the process is really well written and available to everybody. So I take a look if you have some Orff instruments that you want to like play around with. And then of course, Boomwhackers in French. We can do it. Rhythm practice. So we have a whole bunch of levels here. If you click into one, you'll find enough to use forever, basically. We've got flashcards at the top, any kind of assessments that we potentially could see in here as well. So dictation worksheets, and then we've also included the games that are based on this level, you know, so that you don't have to scroll through the games, because you saw that there's like a whole bunch of them. So we've built it hopefully in a way that makes it easy. So we got echo rhythm, excuse me, poison rhythm. Poison rhythm is so popular. Animated play alongs if you just want to set it and forget it. And then rhythm reading. There's actually a lot in the rhythm reading. I think there's like 30. The idea was that it's kind of like the roll call, where students are, you've got like, can you read pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, and you're going down your class list, right? So I think there's like 30 or 35 patterns in these videos. Listen, say, and clap, and then rhythm dictation. So basically, and that's for like so many different levels and combinations. So definitely take a look there. Solfa practice, kind of the same idea, but we're focusing, of course, on solfege and reading. There's not as many levels because we don't have as many combinations. I mean, we do have a lot. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So echo sing is here. We've got poison melody and read hand signs, read notation, listen and sing, dictation. Again, all of these are just videos that you have access to. And if you have a video, you can add it to a My List any time of the week. And there's that. Vocal warm-ups. So Bobo is a big character. Oh, I don't even have a Bobo here. Usually I have a Bobo on hand, but I don't. So you'll find a lot of the reading songs have Bobo, and basically it's just a way to echo and not be you. But also hopefully you have a Bobo that you can use as an echo. But yeah, so that's Bobo. Warm-ups and vocalies, that's more for choral. So I definitely take a look at these. A lot of really good videos in here. Some of them actually made by Lisa. So that is awesome. Yeah, just lots of different tools. Yoga for voice. This is actually for you to make sure that your voice stays with you forever. And so this is, oh, his name was there and he just left. Wow, from Edmonton. So anyway, great stuff, mostly for the teacher. So, and then Toolbox. Toolbox is the place that just keeps on growing. So that's the ukulele strumming and finger fingering practice that Stacy was talking about. This is the drum machine. Again, if you click on the drum machine and you scroll down, you can see all the different teaching resources that are attached to it. And that's what she was talking about with some suggestions or ways to do it. Yeah, so that is that. Again, I can't talk about it all because it would take too long, but definitely explore and then bring us back some questions. And then documents. This is a very large area. So you can organize it by media. You can also search. If you just want, like, let's say flashcards, then only flashcards will appear. The only issue is that we have so much that it might take you a moment. So if you ever are like, I think you have this, or do you have this question mark? First, search. Second, try to find it. Third, always go to Musicplay teacher group and ask, and there's usually somebody who has an idea. And if all else fails, either call us or send us an email. The support team is Spencer, Aaliyah, Tristan, Brian, and Colton. And it's not an AI person or anything. There's no AI in this world. So definitely take a look through there, but also ask us if you have any questions, because we are here. And then that brings us to our lesson planning. This is really just more the overarching stuff. So we've got our advocacy, kind of general. We've got our permission policies. Just recently, there was the VPAT. 2 seconds, I'm looking for it. Thank you, Susan. Yay! Okay, we love that. Okay. Inclusive classrooms, is this where it lives? Ah, yes, VPAT. Okay, so in April, a lot of districts came in and needed accessibility stuff. Luckily, accessibility has always been really important to me. Yeah, just very, very important to have universal access to resources. So it wasn't a huge push for us to get it, but this document will kind of go through if you need something very specific. We did add a couple new and improved things to meet the requirements. So, or if you have like IT who's needing a little bit of something, it was written by Matthew, and he is extremely detailed and focused, and it's just a great document if you're looking for something like that. So I definitely take a look at that. Okay. So that is honestly, that's what sums it up. It's huge, and I really didn't dive into anything. And I'm sorry I went over time. But does anybody have any questions? Lisa, are there any questions?
Is just commenting in here that for anybody that's new, the support team here is awesome, quick responder. So it's always really nice to get that feedback.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, everybody, and you, Carrie Lynn, for all this time. I mean, you could spend 2 hours on each area, I think.
I know, and I barely even like touched the surface. So, but again, Stacy's mentorship is again next Tuesday, and then we'll have another open door like this on Wednesday. Basically, we're doing them like almost every week for September, and then we're going to a more relaxed schedule where we're just gonna have one presenter and one open door a month. But for right now, I like talking to people and I like seeing faces. So this is my preferred customer support. So if you have any questions, come with them. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, amazing. Alrighty, well, I hear my daughter probably having hopefully salmon, but probably pizza in the other room. So I should probably go and make sure that there's some nutrients somewhere. So anyway, okay. Thank you, everybody. Okay, see you later, Jennifer. See you later.